Warning, warning. As a medical doctor, I must inform you that there are side effects to this coaching session. Beware. It may enhance your self-esteem, cause you to experience vibrant health, encounter long-term weight loss, heal damaged relationships. Warning, there are side effects to this coaching session. It may increase your enthusiasm for life and bring about hope. It may cause you to have productive and optimistic thinking. It could even help you not allow messed up people to ruin the rest of your life and help you realize the masterpiece that you are and empower you to be the boss of your brain. Warning, these side effects may be long-term. This is Dr. Isabel from Doctoronamission.com. In today's webcast, we're going to be talking about getting prepared for your upcoming super fantastic year. Are you fired up for the next year coming up? Well, you know what? A lot of people don't plan to get ready and fired up for the next year. But in this webcast, I'm going to give you 4 big bullet points that you can use to help you get forward and up and achieve your goals next year, okay? Now, before I begin, I just want to congratulate you for being here with me and spending this time on learning how to become a better you. Because you know what? There aren't too many people out there doing that. No, they're not. They're just kind of just coasting by. Okay, so bravo, high five. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is your morning ritual. What do you do first thing in the morning? Are you somebody that just kind of falls out of bed and jumps in the shower, gets ready, puts on your clothes, cup of coffee in your hand, maybe a protein shake in your hand. You get in the car and you go to work? Or are you somebody that is prepared, gets prepared first thing in the morning for your day? And by that, I mean waking up at least an hour before you have to leave the house. Well, I have been studying successful people now for the last 2 decades. And what I have learned is the first thing they do in the morning is they've got a morning ritual. And there is no denying them that morning ritual. That is what helps them get going for their day. Because you know what? If you don't plan your morning so that you succeed, then guess what? You're going to be like a lot of people out there. Like a paper cup in the wind in the parking lot, just flowing from here to there, and you never know where you're going to land. And then sooner or later, you land in bankruptcy. Or sooner or later, you land up being overweight and unhealthy. Or sooner or later, you end up just in a bad place. And that's because you didn't plan for success. And success starts first thing in the morning. So I encourage you to get a ritual ready in the morning. And I'm going to give you what my ritual is, but my ritual doesn't have to be your ritual, okay? I can only share with you what I have learned over the last 2 decades from studying successful people, because I wanted to be successful. I didn't want to be a paper cup in the wind. So the first thing I do is I put God first. I have a very strong relationship with God because my father just wasn't really there for me. As you know, he was an alcoholic and he's gone now, but I never knew real love of a father. And so I put God first, and I spend time with him and I read. And some of the things I do is I go onto YouTube. I also have my favorite speakers that I listen to, that inspire me, that encourage me, that give me food for my heart and for my soul for the day. And then I've got some musicians that I love listening to that just fill my heart, you know, and so I do that most mornings. Now, I live close to the beach and it's summertime here. in New Zealand. So I sometimes just go to the beach and walk for an hour, and I do my morning ritual there. So I encourage you, get your morning set up first thing. Spend time with yourself, be it meditation, being it praying, spending time with God, whatever you need to do to get this right and to get this right. Because you know what? Life is hard and it will knock you down. And what a lot of us do when we get knocked down is, what do you do? What do you do? Do you turn towards food? Do you turn towards procrastination? I don't know. I don't know what you do. I can tell you what I've done, and I have turned towards procrastination, and I've done self-sabotaging habits like drinking too much alcohol. Yeah, that happened to me. That's over. Spent some time with God. He got my heart right. He got my mind right. He reminded me of who I am. And so just remember, you got to get your mornings right so you can get your day right. And if you get your day right, then you can get your month right, your year right, and your life right. Okay, so spend time in the morning getting a ritual down. So the morning ritual for me is spending time with God, listening to something positive, reading something. And it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes for you or an hour or whatever time you have, but you gotta get your mind right. You okay? All right with that? All right. So then the next thing I do is I exercise. I get my exercise done in the morning. And what I'm doing is I'm doing resistance training, or I'm also doing bursts so that I burn some fat. And I'm doing that about 5 times a week. A lot of the other time, I'm also walking, because walking is so good for you. So get your time ready in the morning, get your exercise down and out of the way, and then afterwards you can go and do your work. Okay? Because you know what? When you get home from work, the last thing you're going to do is want to exercise, right? So try and fit in your exercise early in the morning and get it out of the way. Get your metabolism up and ready to rock and roll and get pumped up for your day. Because you know what? If you are enthusiastic, the world gets infected with your energy. And it's amazing what can happen when you infect other people with your positive energy, because you got your mind right and your heart right. They actually start wanting to become and start doing what you're doing. I forgot the name of that movie, when Harry met Sally or something. Anyway, they're at a meet, they're eating a lunch, and Sally's, doing Sally is doing, I forgot what she's doing, but she sounds like she's having a really good time. And the ladies next to the table go, I'll have what she's having. And it was just that she was pumped up for her life. She was in love with Harry. So morning ritual is number 1, okay? All right, the next thing is the I am statements. Now, this is something that I started doing about 15 years ago. And what are I am statements? Well, I am statements are declaring who you are. Now, you may not be that person yet, but it's who you want to become, okay? And I'll go ahead and read to you some of my I am statements, and then I'll kind of give you some ideas that you can put down for your I am statements. And I remember when I first started doing this, I had I am statements all over the house. Like, I am a winner. I am successful. I expect to win. And my girls would come in the house and they would see it. So if you've got children, you could actually be speaking into them by having these signs. And they were about a piece of paper like this, and I didn't care who came over to the house. They saw that I was learning to be fired up for my life, because I had hit a point in my life where I was depressed, I was negative, I was angry, I was bitter, I was yucky, and I didn't like who I was. And so I started learning how to be a different way. And yeah, it took a lot of work and it was painful. And I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I put in that energy. And that has helped me get prepared for my upcoming super fantastic year after year after year. Okay? So I'm going to kind of jump into my I am statements and just share with you a couple of things that I've written down. These are my I am statements, and I read them every morning just to remind me who I really am, because throughout the day, you kind of get beat up with life. People start punching you out, or you have a negative thought and you're like, oh man, I don't know if I can do that, but I cannot tell you how many times throughout the day I have that little negative voice in my mind that says, you can't. And I have to constantly come back and go, I can, because I am. Okay? So if that's you, go ahead and implement that. If that little I can't, you can't just gets pecking at your brain like a little woodpecker, peck, you come back to it and you go, I can because I am. And you are because of the sheet that you've written down, okay? So I'm just going to share with you a couple of my I am statements. Sorry, I sound a little congested, but hay fever is amazing this year here in New Zealand. Okay, so right here is, I am a child of God. I am a loving wife, because, I have to remind myself that I am a loving wife, because sometimes I'm not a loving wife. Sometimes I'm a lazy wife. Sometimes I'm just a not nice wife. So I have to remind myself I am a loving wife, and I'm getting better and better and better. And the next 40 years with my husband, whom I've been with for the last 37 years, is going to be the best years of our life. Okay? Because I am a loving wife. How about you? Are you a loving wife? Are you a loving husband? Are you all out for your marriage? I am all out for my husband. I will do whatever we need to do to keep our life spicy and fun and focused and productive and serving the world and serving our kids. So I'm all in. I am all in. Let's see. Another one is, I am a wonderful mom, because you know what? I'm not always a wonderful mom. Sometimes I can just be like a teacher, teaching my kids what to do all the time. So I have to remember that I am a wonderful mom, and I'm doing the best I can. And I am a wonderful mom. Even though sometimes I feel like I'm not, I remind myself I am. Okay, let's see. I am a courageous and fun and groundbreaking doctor. Let me see. I am a caring daughter. Let me see. I am exceptionally healthy, because you know what? As you age, you have to work harder at staying healthy. It's effort. It's work. And work is not a 4-letter bad word. Work is actually a good 4-letter word. And you got to work to stay healthy. I cannot tell you how much more I have to focus on not eating the wrong thing, and making sure I get my exercise right, I get my sleep in. So I am healthy. I am a serving leader. I mean, that's who I am. That's why I'm here, is to help people like you be your best. Because when you're your best, you're helping other people around you, be it your children, at the workplace. And I can't tell you, after seeing over 500,000 patients in my lifetime as a doctor to date, I can't tell you how many people are so sick in their mind and in their heart and in their relationships that it just ruins the way they function in their lives. So it's just very important for me to be a serving leader, to help people realize how important they are in their sphere, in their in their sphere of influence, to their family, to their friends, to their marriage, to their workplace. Because so many people go into their lives so negative, right? Have you noticed how negative people are out there? Pretty bad. Okay, the next one is I continue to self-correct and improve myself with personal development. Well, what's personal development? Well, they don't teach personal development in school, that's for sure. We'll be talking about personal development later on. But personal development is just helping you become a better you. Because learning doesn't stop after you leave high school. Okay, actually, then you go into the University of Life, and life is where you learn how to get along with people or how to fight with people, how to be reactive or how to respond. And that's personal development, is becoming the best you because you have greatness inside of you. I've got greatness inside of me that still hasn't come out, and so do you. And the key is learn how to share that with the world. I used to be a very angry person, and so all I was able to share is anger and bitterness. And I have worked so hard on cleaning all that up and turning my anger into love. So my goal is just to be love here on earth, which is hard work. It's a constant course correction every day. All right, let's see. The next one is I have learned how not to be. The reason I say that is because you know how you don't ever want to fail? Because, you know, failure, gosh, in high school or in grade school, when you failed, that was stupid. You weren't very intelligent if you failed. Well, in life, you want to fail as fast as you possibly can, because that means you're learning. You're learning how to get back up and do it right. So I have this here is I have learned how not to be, so that I don't keep on going around and round and round that mountain. Okay? Because you just get tired of being broke. So you learn how to be rich. You get tired of fighting. So you learn how to be a peacemaker. So I have learned how not to be. The next one is I've got my health goal, which is my percent body fat, which I'll talk to you about later on in just a few minutes, okay? So that's my I am statements. Now, it's not all I am, but you know, you catch the drift. Now, I'm going to give you some ideas that you might want to write down for your I am statements, and I encourage you to read them every single day. Yeah, in your morning ritual, so that you can remind yourself, oh yeah, I am this person. I may not think so right now, but I am. I've got that image of who I'm becoming, and this is who I am. Okay? Because you got to believe it in your mind before you can see it. Okay? That's what successful people have taught me, is you've got to see it in your mind, because we grow through images in our mind by having a picture in your brain. So have a picture in your mind of who you want to become. You may not be there right now, but if you repeat it over and over and over again and believe it and say it, you become it. That's how I became a doctor. I'm telling you, I did not, when I was in pre-med, I was a dropout of university 3 times. And that's because I didn't believe in myself. And I had to get back up and start believing in myself that I could become a doctor, that I am a doctor. I can see myself becoming a doctor. I am a doctor, even though I am failing chemistry and failing physics and I've dropped out again. I am a doctor. And I had to get back up and get back up. And they say, if you're going to fall on your back, because then the only way up you can see, you've got to get back up. You can see the way up. So I obviously fell on my back several times. So I am statements. Let's say, I am brave. Say it, you know, are you brave? If you're scared of doing something, fear is what stops so many people, then right, I am brave. Cheerful. I am cheerful. We need more cheerfulness here in this world. I am confident. I am determined. I am easygoing. I am a peacemaker. These are for you saying, okay? So you are a peacemaker. I am enthusiastic. You are enthusiastic. And like Dale Carnegie said, if you want to be enthusiastic, you got to act enthusiastic. If you want to be enthusiastic, you want to act enthusiastic. You can't stand here and expect, I can't expect you to feel my enthusiasm if I'm just sitting here going, and so you need to be enthusiastic, you've got to write down, I am enthusiastic. No. You got to be enthusiastic if you want to act enthusiastic. You got to feel it in your heart, and then it starts oozing out. I am successful at, what is it for you? What is that dash line? For me, oh my gosh, it's to help you live your best life, healthy, mentally, physically, with your relationships, because I know how important it is for you to have all that in tip-top form to live your life until your last breath. What is it for you? Write it down. You don't have to share it with anybody. If you want, you can send it to me. Okay, you can private message me at info@doctoronamission.com and let me know what your dreams and aspirations are. I will be on your team because I know how hard it is to find people that you can believe in that believe in you. So be very careful who you share your dreams with, okay? I am super careful. There's just a couple of people in my life. My husband and my mom are definitely in the top two. If you've got one or two people that you can share your dreams with, and not have them laugh at you because it's way too big, well, then you are highly blessed. Let's see. I am sold out to my blank. What are you sold out to? Are you sold out to your marriage? Are you sold out to figuring out what it's gonna take to make your marriage work? And, I'm not talking about if you're being physically abused or sexually abused or emotionally abused. In those situations, I encourage you to get out and get safe. But look, none of us are compatible. We have to learn how to live and work and appreciate each other and let some things slide. And I am totally sold out to my husband, Michael. I am telling you, sometimes we will be getting into a discussion, we don't call it an argument, and he'll start talking and saying stuff, and you know what? I have to just go snap it, Isabel, to myself. Just be quiet. Do not respond, because I'm a fighter. I am Cuban. I'm ready to fight, and so I am learning to just be quiet and be totally sold out to my husband and letting him speak his mind. I don't have to shut him up. I can actually let my husband talk and have an opinion and not have me just go, da, 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 da. I can just sit back and go, I may not agree with him, but I can actually sit back and be quiet and listen to him. Because why? Because I am sold out to my marriage, to making my marriage work. What are you sold out to? Write it down. You are sold out to blank. And remind yourself every day. Let's see. I am positive, right? I am positive. You are steadfast. You are valuable. Whatever you need, whatever medicine, this is your medicine, okay? Medicine for your soul, medicine for your brain, because I know you're not getting it out there. I know it. So you need to give it to yourself, okay? So that's the second way that you're going to get prepared for your super fantastic year. Now, the third thing is the productivity planner. Well, what's that? Well, successful people prepare the night before for their next day. And I started doing that, and I am telling you, like a doctor on a mission, I'm sleeping so much better. So I encourage you to get a productivity planner set up. And what does that mean? Well, I'm going to talk to you about what that means, but the key is to do it before you go to bed. So what you want to do is get a sheet of paper. I just kind of wrote this down here. Get a sheet of paper, and you got project 1, 2, and 3. And we can only pretty much think no more than 3 projects in a day, okay? Anything more, it's just too much. I used to have like, I was so over the top, but I used to have like, probably start with 10, and then throughout the day, I'd kept on adding. And by the end of the day, I felt like such a loser because I never finished my list, okay? So what successful people do is they have 3 projects that they're working on at a time, and that's the most. And they write down the steps that they need to accomplish. And then that way, you decide what in project 1, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Project 2, I'm going to complete this. Project 3, I'm going to complete this. Or you could just do project 1 and say, tomorrow I'm just going to focus all of project 1 and get it done. But you've got to know before you go to sleep, what are the 3 projects? What are the 3 big things you need to get done, and decide how much of each needs to get done that day, okay? Like for instance, me getting ready for this webcast. I had that as project number 1, and I spent day after day walking on the beach going, what's the best way to serve and add value and get you ready for your upcoming year? What has helped me? So that was project number 1. And then I got a ton of other projects that I'm doing on, but I've only do 3, okay? And then that will help you get ready for your next day. And you know what? It's what you do every single day that adds up. It's not what you do all in like one day and then you don't do anything for 5 or 6 days. No, it's what you do day in and day out, day in, day out. That's how you reach your goals. And you can go big tick. I'll tell you, I love taking a pen and going done or just crossing off. I get high off that. I get hysterical going, yay, it's done. Try it. You might like it. Okay, so that's number 3, the productivity planner. 3 projects the night before. So far we've talked about the first one, morning ritual. The second one is the I am statement. The third is the productivity planner. And then the last is something that you just do for the rest of your life. And that is become obsessed with personal development. Personal what? Personal development. It's not something that's taught in school. I never heard about it in pre-med. I definitely didn't hear about it in medical training, and I was in medical training for a long time. I never heard about it in medical conferences. Personal development is becoming a better you. Wow. When I realized that I didn't have to be an angry, bitter person, that I didn't have to be a yeller, a screamer, that I could actually learn to talk without, throwing my fist or having my veins stick out, I've come a long way now. Now, instead of that, I smile and laugh. I had so much work to do because of stuff that had happened in my life. And I know you've got a life. I know you've got a past. And your past has created who you are right now by your past and the choices you've made. And I'm just keeping it real because I've been there. I've been through personal development, and I'm going to be doing it for the rest of my life until my last breath, because I know how important it is to continue being your best. So become obsessed with becoming your best. And that means mentally thinking correctly so that your thinking doesn't go down the drain, because it can go down the drain like that, especially if you're sleep deprived or if you're under stress, and physically keeping yourself in physical tip-top shape, not only for you, but for your family, for your relationship, for your world, for your workplace. It takes time. I know it's not easy, but I can't do it for you. I cannot do it for you. You've got to make the decision to do it for yourself and also for your relationship. So how do we do personal development? Well, I'm going to share some ideas. The first thing you want to do is read something positive that's going to help you grow, reading other people's lives or reading books, which I'm going to share with you. I'm going to give you 5 books that I'm going to recommend to you that'll help you grow. I have a story to tell you. This is just to show you how over the top I am. I was sharing with Michael. I said, hey, babe, I'm going to talk to them about being obsessed with personal development, and I'm going to share with them 20 books that they should read to help them become better. And he was like, babe. And I was like, why? He goes, 5, just 5. Okay, well, you know what? In the old days, I wouldn't have listened to him. Just keeping it real. I wouldn't have listened to him. I would say, you don't know what you're talking about. But you know what? Michael is a peaceful, wise soul here on earth. And anybody that has been able to be with me for the last 37 years, I trust wholeheartedly. So I've kept it to 5. Lucky you, huh? However, if you want to know 20 books that I would recommend for you to read, yeah, start your own University of Personal Development next year. Send me a message at info@doctoronamission.com, and I will gladly share with you the 20 books, okay? All right. So the first book that I recommend that you read 10 to 15 pages is a book that I read once a year. And I've been doing that for the last 4 years. And I usually do it towards the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. And you may have heard it. And it's called The Purpose-Driven Life. Now, The Purpose-Driven Life is written by Rick Warren. And The Purpose-Driven Life is a fabulous book because it answers the question, what on earth are you here for? Like, what are you supposed to do? And I want to let you know that you are not here to be a paper cup in the wind in the parking lot, just floating around and around and around. No. You're here for a reason. You have something really special inside of you that I don't have, that we in this world need. So this book will help. And it's a great book because it's 30, let me see, how many pages is this? No, it's the chapters are, there's 40 chapters. So I just read one a day. So I give myself 40 days to read this. Fabulous stuff. And as you can see, I have marked it. Oh my gosh, like, look at this. This gets a big tab on this book. Page 147, Healthy Confrontation. Not decking people out, but how to do healthy confrontation. So if you want to learn what on earth are you here for, great book. Purpose-Driven Life. Now, the next book I'm going to recommend, we had like 3 copies of it, but we don't have anymore because we've shared it with people and we never got them back. But you know how that goes. Hopefully it's serving them well. The book is called Slight Edge, and that's by Jeff Olson. This book is amazing because it talks to you about how important it is to do constant course correction. When there is a spacecraft out in the universe heading for a target, like heading for the moon, did you know that it was 97% of the time off course? However, 3% of the time it was on course. What happened? Because ground control, you constantly corrected the spacecraft so that it landed on its object, the moon. And that's what this book is talking about, is how you need to self-correct daily. I have learned how to self-correct almost every hour sometimes with my thinking. But Slight Edge, fantastic book. I love this book. I'm going to order this book and send it out to my kids, because I think, actually, I'll tell you what, Michael and I were walking on the beach the other day, and I said, you know what, babe, the girls aren't on a personal development program. They're not in university right now. They're actually in the University of Life, the University of Hard Knocks. Why don't we slowly start helping them out with personal development? And like, I'll send them videos of YouTube statements or YouTube personnel that we follow that help us. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sending them a book once every other month. Thin books, you know, just to help them start learning certain things, because they're 21 and 23. What a perfect time. Don't wait until you were my age. I was 41 when I started personal development. I should have been on this as medication since 18 years of age. So that's just a little something we're doing for our family, is a nice book to both of them every other month. Okay, so let's go on to the next book. We're on to book number 3. Book number 3 is Goals, Goals, Goal by Brian Tracy. How to get everything you want faster than you ever thought possible. Now, this book is a lot of nutrition. And I'm going to go ahead and just focus on one little nutrition bit right here about education. And he says, is education essential for success? He says, in an analysis of the members of the Forbes 400, the 400 richest men and women in America conducted a couple of years ago, research found that a person who dropped out of high school and who made it into the Forbes 400 was worth on average $333 million, more than those who had completed college or university. Now, there's a point that I'm going to get to here. The reason I mention this is because many people feel that if they didn't get good grades in school, they are permanently limited in what they can accomplish later on in life. Am I speaking to you? Am I? Nothing could be further from the truth. Some of the wealthiest, most successful men and women in America and throughout the world did poorly in school. Remember the question, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is one bite at a time. This is the same way that you become absolutely excellent at what you do. You move to the top one step at a time, one skill at a time, one small improvement at a time. And I say this because our girls, we're not pushing them to go to university because they don't want to become a doctor. They don't want to become a teacher. They don't want to become an accountant. They don't want to become a lawyer. That's not their gifting. Now, if you want to become a doctor, well then, yeah, you got to go to university to become a doctor. I had to go to university to become a doctor. The key is read this book if you don't want to go to university and you want to be successful, because this is how people are going to become successful, is by setting goals. And he teaches you how to do that. And I have interviewed so many successful people. And actually, I remember listening to Dr. Mercola, and he said that the reason he is successful as a medical doctor now and what he's doing, Mercola.com, is because he read this book, Goals, by Brian Tracy, years and years ago. Great book, Goals. Okay. The next book is one of my mentors. Well, these are all these guys are my mentors. You know, I just gobble up what they're talking to me about. But the next one is John C. Maxwell. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. And he's especially talking about life's greatest lessons are gained from our losses. Essentially, it's okay to fail, just as long as you learn from them. Okay? And this book is just yummy. The last book is my favorite book, and it teaches you and me some very important life lessons that may not be taught in your home, but are definitely taught in this book. When you hear me say my favorite book, I'm referring to the Bible. Now, I came from a frozen chosen kind of church, okay, where you didn't say a word and you were on your knees and you didn't clap and you didn't go yes and you didn't go praise God. No, you were quiet. So if you're been taught to be quiet and kind of afraid of God, I encourage you to kind of slap that out of your mind and start reading the Bible. And I'm going to recommend a couple of different Bibles because I've had to kind of go through a couple of different Bibles to get the most out of it. Now, the best Bible that has been the yummiest for me to teach me how much God loves us, truly loves us, is the Amplified version of the Bible called the Everyday Life Bible. Great. It's a little thick, but you know what? You got the rest of your life to learn from it. And this one's from Joyce Meyer, and it is just yummy, 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 real practical information. The next one is John Maxwell's Bible. And John Maxwell's Bible is essentially leadership, based on leadership. And because I'm in a leadership role as a medical doctor, for you guys, I read this, and so does Michael, just because we want to lead you. We're servant leaders, you know, and we want to do this right with love, lots and lots of love. And then the third Bible that I just love, because this guy, Peterson, it's called the Message Bible. He just makes it such simple English, you know, and it's the latest. This one just came out. I think this is the 2017. Yeah, this is the 2017. Anyway, great Bible. So those are 3 different Bibles that you can check out for your growth, okay? All right. So those are the 5 books. Now the next thing on personal development is let's talk about your physical health, okay? And then I'll be closing. Now your physical health. Oh my gosh, how many times did I just want to be healthy, fast? I wanted to lose weight, get rid of my body fat, get rid of my belly fat. I just wanted to be fit fast, you know? That's not the case. Let me tell you how to succeed. First of all, it takes constant course correction. And what I encourage you to do is to get a big sheet of paper. And this is what I've got in my office, okay? And Michael and I have it. And on one column is the month, because it's going to take a month. I want you to focus month after month after month, not day after day, okay? I know we're taught just do something for 21 days and you'll reach your goal. I'm telling you, the older you get, the more you need to be a little more long-term, okay, if you want to reach your goal. So I say get a big piece of paper and write the month, and you want to go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then you want to do your weight, where you are each month, because you're going to be doing this once a month. And then you want to do your waist circumference. And your waist circumference is the smallest part of your waist. It's not your belly button. It's the smallest part of your waist, okay? Where we go in like that, that's where you want to measure. And then you want to do body fat. What? Yes, body fat. I encourage you, I submit to you to not be focusing so much on your weight as you focus on your body fat, okay? So here's your sheet, and you've got your month, your weight, and your waist circumference, and your body fat. And your body fat for fitness for women of all ages should be 21 to 24%, okay? Anything over 25% increases our risk of breast cancers, ladies. So let's get our body fat down. And men, you want to get your body fat between 14 and 17. All right? Because body fat is dangerous. Increased body fat is dangerous. So what have I done? Well, this last year, I had a health goal, and I started on January, and my body fat was 30%. My BMI was fine. I don't want you to focus on your BMI because your BMI does not take into account your body fat and your muscle mass. Okay? So we're focusing on body fat. This is the latest on nutrition, on how to get your health under good control. So get your body fat. You want women, you want your body fat to go between 21 and 24. I am, by the grace of God and hard work and constant course correction and self-correction every single week, month after month after month, I'm down to 24%. Hallelujah. But that took a while because I didn't start off there. So I encourage you to just do that month after month after month, okay? And stick with it. Now let's just talk about body fat before I close, and what's the best way to figure out how to measure your body fat. Well, you can go onto Google and you can look, if you're a man or a woman, just say male images of body fat. And then you'll kind of see, what 30% body fat looks like, 40%, what 10%, what 6%. I think I've even seen like 4%, which is like a thoroughbred horse. But anyway, you can get an idea and kind of figure out where you are. And men, you want to be between 14 and 17. And ladies, you can do the same thing. Just get Google women's body fat images, and you can kind of figure out where you are. And so that's where you start at the beginning of the month of the year, okay? And the goal is between 21 and 24%. And we've talked about what kind of exercises to do, but that's being obsessed with personal development. Personal development is your mind, your body, your heart, your relationships. And right now we're just talking about physical. And in order to figure out your body fat, you can also purchase one of these. These are called the Omron, O-M-R-O-N. I've talked about this before. And it's a fat loss monitor. And you can just go ahead and read the instructions. And then you just hold it out and you just measure it 3 times. And then just do the average of the 3. And sometimes it goes down, sometimes it doesn't. But that's okay, because you are constantly course correcting yourself. All right? So I challenge you to become obsessed with personal development. It's not only going to help you, I'm telling you, your relationships are going to be better. The people that you attract are going to be higher quality because you're going to be getting better, and they're just going to be gravitating towards you. So make sure you get pumped up for your next upcoming super fantastic year by following these 4 things. Your morning ritual, your I am statements. Send me copies of them. I'd love to see them. Your productivity planner. And last and the best is becoming obsessed with your personal development, okay? All right, you guys. Well, you have a super wonderful day, and I'm going to be closing down this webcast now, and that's it for me. I'll talk to you later. And oh, by the way, if you want, you can go ahead and leave some comments in the section below, and I promise you I'll come around and answer them around, okay? I usually check it once a week. All right, I love you guys. Go out there and make a positive difference in the world. Love unconditionally and forgive quickly, okay? All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.